Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to Bonita Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Alma, and you can find me on Instagram at Alma Bonita and now here on Spotify and YouTube. Hey, guys, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Today, I just want to have a little girl talk plus single mom life. Just talk about, the struggles of, I want to share like my struggles as a single mom. And so, yeah, but before that, I was wondering about, do you guys have plans for Halloween? Halloween's coming up. Today, for me, it's October 22, no, 23. I don't know when I'll post this, but it's almost Halloween. Are you guys gonna do anything fun, or did you guys do anything fun in case I post this after Halloween? For me, I'm excited because I do have a long weekend ahead of me. Um, I requested a day off from work because usually I start my day work starts Sunday through Wednesday, but I requested Sunday off because my sister's gonna have a little get together on Saturday for we're gonna have like a little mini Halloween party, just the siblings and our kids. I feel like it's gonna be fun. I ordered my costume. I just hope it gets here on time. I'm still waiting for it. I ordered it on Amazon. And guess what I'm gonna be? I'll give you guys a few seconds to guess. I'm gonna be a Batgirl, like Batman, but Batgirl or woman, Batwoman. I think it's called Batgirl. Yep. So I'm excited. I hope it fits. I did get a medium, and I'm a little scared because if it doesn't stretch, that's it. Yeah. So hopefully it fits me, and I'm excited to wear that. Usually I don't dress up for Halloween. Oh no, yeah, I did last year. But I'm excited for this one because my sister's making something cute. Usually like we never really do anything. Last year, what did I do? Oh, I think last year I took my daughter and her friend trick or treating. But just them, I didn't even get off. Oh no, I did get off for I walked them in a few houses and then they did their own thing. But yeah, this year, I don't think we're going trick or treating. I'm not sure. Like on the main day, because I always say every year, I won't go, and then the main day comes and it's like kids get excited and they want to go trick or treating. So we'll see how that goes. Just be safe out there with the candy. Always be safe. Check those candies. Make sure they're not ripped or nothing. And then what else did I want? I wanted to mention something else. I forgot. Oh, and my daughter, she's gonna dress up as a T-Rex, an inflatable T-Rex. She's been wanting that costume since 2 years ago. So I finally got it for her. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Alrighty, so let's talk about single mom life. Single mom life for me, it was hard. It is hard. It's hard, but it was harder when my kids were small. Now that they're older, like my daughter, she's 14, like I mentioned before, and my son, he's 19. So with my son, I don't worry about him because he already works. He has his thing going on. But when they were small, oh my God, it was a struggle. It was a struggle having to work, having to like get babysitters, and that pain you feel when you leave them with somebody that you don't know if they're gonna treat them right. Oh my God, I remember that. It would break my heart every time I left them with a babysitter, and like they would stay crying. It was difficult. It was difficult. So I when they were younger, I would always try to have jobs where I was able to take care of them more and like be able to take them to school. So all that struggling was hard. I became a single mom at 26. Or 27, I think. I don't know, somewhere around there. My daughter was a year old when me and their dad separated. My son was 5. Yeah, he was 5, and my daughter was a year old. And at that time, I remember, I think I was on unemployment because I had lost my job too. And then I remember I had to go back to my parents' house And so I did that. I went back to my parents' house and I kept I think I was on unemployment for a few months after that just to be able to stay with my kids a little longer. But I mean, you don't get much, when you're on unemployment, and so it's hard, And so then I t- I forgot what job I got once they got older. I don't know, it's been a long time, 14 years ago or 13 years ago. But it was so hard. And at that time my mom was working, so I couldn't depend on her to watch my kids and stuff. So I had to like struggle with finding babysitters and good babysitters because you don't know how they treat them. You know, they would always tell me like that they didn't like to stay there because like they would treat them bad, and it was so heartbreaking, like going through all of that. But then, um, once my mom, she didn't retire, because she was young, but like not that young. But I mean, I'm not saying that she stopped working because she retired. She just stopped working, to be a stay-at-home mom again. Because she was always a stay-at-home mom when we grew up. She always took care of us. So that was nice because we didn't have to struggle with having to be taking care of like somebody else, and who knows how like they would have you know treated us or whatever. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah, like it was a struggle, and you know how it is. Like when you're a single mom, usually it's always the mom that has to figure it out. The dad, they don't care like much about that part. I mean, not all men. I don't want to say all men, are like that, but it's a struggle. Like they just depend on you. Like if you're the mom for them too. I don't know. Even though you guys are not together, I don't know if you know what I mean. But yeah, that was a struggle. And then yeah, so I would have jobs here and there. I think the one I stayed the longest was when I started working at Goodwill, because I think I was there part-time. So that worked out, while they grew up a little bit. And then once my mom, like I said, once my mom stopped working, that's when I got a full-time job and I was able to work in the mornings because I would work like the night shift so I could take them to school and all that stuff. And then once I was able to get a morning job, well, I got a full-time job, so that became a little easier after that. But man, like, and then the dating part after, because when I first, when we got separated, like me and their dad, I didn't want to date. I was just like, for me, I was scared. I was like, I didn't want to do that thing, do all that right away. Like, especially like as a woman, like you think about your kids and you're like, no, like I don't want to put them in uncomfortable situations, like bringing another person to their lives, as it is, like they're already dealing with, their little internal issues because of the breakup, even though like they don't let you know. But like you could tell, like when they're little, you could tell when they're hurting because even though they don't express it in words, they'll express it in their behavior. They'll they'll like empiezan like to act up like here and there, o se están como bien irritables, or depending on their age. And I remember my daughter was a year old. She didn't quite understand, but my son was 5, and I feel like like it hit him more because he was more aware. And like now that I go back and I think and I think of those moments, I'm like, now I understand why he would act up and he would, misbehave, because that was his way of expressing his emotions. That was his way of letting out his frustration, his anger, his sadness, and I'm like, oh my God. So like once I was able to understand that, I remember one time and a couple of times, because like sometimes like I like to have deep conversations with my kids, especially my son that he's older, but even when he was younger, like when he was like in seventh grade, once he was more like more aware, or like more like like curious about life, like I would always talk to him, try to give him, all the advice I can and I could and stuff. And then I remember him. like having those moments too as teenagers, like se empiezan a portar mal, like they start having their little crazy moments, and it was hard. Like every stage has its struggles, and I feel like being supportive parents, talking to them, it's super important. But even back then, I remember myself. Oh yeah, like I was saying before that I kind of went in a different topic, pero I mean, because what was I talking about first about the dating part? Like I didn't want to do the whole dating part, because like I said, like seeing them like going through their emotions, I was just I don't know, like super overprotective. Like I didn't want like nothing bad to happen to them. You know, I don't know. I wasn't and and that time like I was really like hurt in a really bad moment. There were like really bad moments in my life that I didn't know how to handle. Like now that I'm more mature, more different, I feel like I could handle those moments different. But in those moments, I felt so lost. Like I didn't know how to handle my own emotions, and seeing my kids también like struggling. I don't know, like it was hard. And yeah, so that's why like, I didn't want to do the whole dating like all soon and stuff. I think I remember como ya like 2 or 3 years after cuando like estaba separada and stuff. That's when I tried the dating, pero it wouldn't work, and now I understand why. Because I would always go in there with the mindset of, oh, like it's not gonna work out because like no me van a querer porque I'm a single mom porque tengo hijos. That was my limiting belief ahí. Like so already like going into a relationship thinking, oh, like it's not gonna work out. Well, guess what? It's not gonna work out because that's what you're thinking. You're already como quien dice losing in the relationship because your mindset is not it. And now I understand how important it is to have the right mindset in everything you do, and intention. Everything with intention is powerful. And I remember that's why having all those failed relationships, because I think um I don't remember like how many relationships I had after like I started dating. I think probably two that were kind of potentially serious, but other ones were like, okay, like we'll see what happens. But it was like no. Like I just didn't like the whole dating world. I feel like for me it was a waste of time. I feel like it took time from my kids, and I don't know, no me gustaba. And then I remember there my last relationship was the worst though. My last relationship, that's when I knew my worth. Ahí sí fue cuando topé fondo, like for sure, for real. I remember it was the worst of the worst toxic relationships, que lo único que le faltaba a esa persona fue haberme pegado, pero it didn't go to that extent, but just the verbal abuse, the psychological abuse, it like I feel like it's worse than physical abuse. I mean, los dos están feos. Los dos están feos. But I feel like the verbal abuse que te hacen is freaking the worst. Pero from that experience, that's when I learned my worth. That ugly relationship lasted almost 2 years. And tell me why I was still there. Like, ¿por qué me quedé like casi 2 años? I don't know. I was stupid. Like that. I go back and think I'm like, I didn't know my worth. That's how like bad my mindset was back then, I'm telling you. And in ese tiempo, when I met that person, I was like 34. I'm 39 now, and I was 34 in ese tiempo. And it hasn't even been that long, but it feels longer now because I feel like I've healed a lot from that, and because también like o sea, lo que me hizo aprender esa like ugly relationship, because esa persona like he was extremely toxic, le gustaba tomar, and no me trataba bien a mis hijos. Why I was there, pero te digo, like, fuck, like you really need to know your worth and your value to never accept and never settle for something like that. Por un tiempo, like I remember regretting, like going through, like, accepting that person in my life. But now that I've overcame so much in my life, como like my limiting beliefs, like now, like I value myself. Like now I see it like, okay, like it was a blessing in disguise. If it wasn't for that ugly relationship, I wouldn't have known my worth. I wouldn't have stopped settling for less. It was until then que esa relación llegó tan like al piso que I was like, fuck this. I'm out. I'm out. Like nobody's ever gonna treat me this way or my kids, never again. And since then, I have not dated again. I have not dated again. And honestly, right now, like at this point in my life, like everything, like I have overcome so much, like in my, how do you say it? Como en mi persona, like, I don't know how to explain it, pero I have come a long way to like ever settle for anything less than what I deserve. Like, ahora sí, like honestly, like I'm at a point where I feel like so happy and so whole within myself. Que digo yo, like I don't need another person to complete me. Nobody needs another person to complete them. When you really find yourself, because I could truly say I found myself. I remember being so lost when I was younger, and I guess that's part of the journey. Like we all go through it in different ways, pero like going back and healing those parts of me. I don't know if you guys like are in any kind of like healing que estén haciendo within yourselves. Like I didn't even know healing was a thing until I think 3 years ago. Yeah, like I didn't know that that's something like we're supposed to do to be a better us, to love ourselves. And yeah, like now, como les digo, like I've never felt more whole and more complete in my life. Que este año 2024, I could literally say it was my year. I have overcame so much, and that makes me so happy because it makes me a better person. I feel like a better person. I feel like, everything I do now, I do it with such a big intention of, just being the best version of me to those around me, especially my kids, my family. Even though we have our little struggles and, here and there, but when you're able to work those things, like work on yourself and really be that version you want to be, even when you come across problems and you struggle, like it doesn't affect you the same way like it used to when you're lost, when you don't know yourself, when you don't know how to handle your life, your emotions. You let your emotions take over. That's one thing like I've really learned this year, to control my emotions, that my emotions don't control me, that I am in charge of my life and my mind, and anything I set my mind to do, I can do it, like now I'm in that mindset all the time. So yeah, guys, that's my little story, a little short story of what the struggles of a single mom life is. And I'm pretty sure, other girls have had it, worst. But let me just say, you guys are not alone. And if my story helps you in any way to change your perspective in some way, I'm happy. I feel like I've, done something good. And this is why I'm sharing like my stories, you know, and I want to keep sharing things that help me overcome things or overcome challenges, because I feel like it's gonna help a lot of women out there, and this is why I'm doing this now. And I hope it helps somebody out there. And yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this one already. And thank you guys for listening to me. If you stayed this long, and yeah, hopefully like it helps you guys in some way. It changes, your perspective in life in some way. And lo que les puedo aconsejar is like work on yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Keep working on yourself. Whatever you're doing, whatever works for you to overcome those parts, those parts in you that feel weak. Like maybe you're insecure, maybe you're fearful of something, whatever it is. Like you could overcome it. You can do it. Keep going. I'm talking to all those women that really need that little push. And I hope I could be of some hope and light to anyone out there. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next time. On the next one, I don't know what I said, but yeah. I'm gonna try to get better. I know like I stutter a lot. I probably say like a lot or whatever, but I'm gonna keep trying. And I really want to see my growth in here on here. And I feel like all this I feel like it's like me recording a podcast. I feel like it's like a journal, pero in a recording. Instead of writing it, it's an audio journal. All right. Well, anyways, just saying, stay good, stay strong out there, and be you. All right, everybody. All right, girlies. Until next time. Bye.